Hello you beautiful people, how are you guys today? Welcome to We Are English, one more day. Today we're gonna talk about the two verbs from the title, to lend or to borrow, because the translation is going to make us think that both of them mean prestar. Nos va a hacer pensar que los dos son prestar, but they're not quite the same. So, if you'd like to know the difference and you'd like to learn how to use them correctly all the time and every time, stay tuned, don't go anywhere because we're about to begin. Hit it! Alright, so let's get going with the difference between to lend and to borrow, but we should begin, we must begin, we have to begin, all of those formats are correct. I'm going to use we should begin. We should probably begin by saying that the verb to lend is irregular and the verb to borrow is regular. And that means that the past and participle of to lend are going to be lent. In this case, that's the past and participle of to lend. Lent. And the past and participle of to borrow are borrowed. Because of that ed pronunciation we talked about in that video. So, to lend, lent. To borrow, borrowed. Now, pay attention to how I'm pronouncing borrow, row. We have to catacumbear. Tenemos que catacumbear con las R's a muerte en inglés. Borrow. Borrow. Yes? To borrow, borrowed. To lend, lent. And after that mini explanation about their past and participle versions, let's talk about the ideas, not the translations, the ideas behind it. So for instance, if I said to lend, I would be saying that I lend you. For instance, this pen. I lend you. It comes from me to you. From me to you. I lend you this pen, right? But if you took it from me, in other words, it was like you took it from me, that would be to borrow. You borrow the pen. I lend you the pen, or you borrow the pen. Yes? So to lend means prestar, but to borrow means coger prestado. Okay? And it's all that. Y es todo eso, es coger prestado. So we have to be very, very conscious of the concept, not the words. The words will trick you, they will fool you and deceive you, but the concept will make it much, much easier for you to know how and when to use it. To give you an example, imagine that you didn't have a car, okay? You don't have a car. No, imaginar que no tuvieseis coche, no tenéis coche. So you don't have a car, and you need my car to go to the cinema tonight, right? So you would ask me preguntaríais, Javi, can I borrow your car? Can I borrow your car? ¿Te puedo coger prestado el coche? Can I borrow your car tonight? Can I? Can I borrow it? You see? Now, if I thought about it from Spanish, si lo pensase desde el español, I would probably say, Javi, can I take your car tonight? ¿Te puedo coger el coche? Can I take your car? But it's not just take, it's to borrow, because my intention is not just to take it, it's to take it, but also to give it back. Y también devolverlo. And that's to borrow. You take something with the intention to give it back. Coger prestado. So on the one hand, we have to borrow, coger prestado, right? Coger algo con la intención de devolverlo. And on the other hand, we have to lend. Well, to lend is much easier to understand for us, para nosotros, because that's what we have in mind. So I lend you the pen, or you lend me your pen. So that one is very similar. You know, the translation is not going to fool you that much. No os va a engañar tanto la traducción. The translation is not going to fool you that much. right? But you have to keep in mind the direction. So, la dirección, ¿no? You have to keep in mind the direction. If I lend you or you borrow from me. And the mother of all examples with these two are banks. Los bancos, banks. Como nasales, bank, banks. Think about it this way. If we needed money, si necesitásemos, if we needed money to buy a house, as most people do, what would we do? We would go to the bank. Iríamos al banco, yes? And we would ask the bank for money. Les pediríamos dinero. We would ask the bank for a mortgage loan. A mortgage loan, un préstamo hipotecario. Mortgage loan. So the bank, in case they accepted our request, they would lend us the money. They would give us the money. Lend us. And we would borrow the money. They would lend us the money and we would borrow the money with the intention of giving it back. Yes? So, the bank lends us money and we borrow money from the bank. Okie dokie, so let's move on to a mini exercise as we normally do. I'm going to propose some sentences for you to translate from Spanish into English. As usual, I will give you some time to think about the possible translation. If the time that I'm giving you is too short, si el tiempo que os doy es demasiado corto, don't hesitate, no dudéis, don't hesitate to stop the video and think about it calmly. So take your time, right? Excellent. So let's begin. Number 1. ¿Te puedo coger el coche esta noche? Coger prestado, claro. ¿Te puedo coger el coche esta noche? Lo siento, no te lo puedo dejar esta noche, lo necesito. Lo siento, no te lo puedo dejar esta noche, lo necesito. Can I borrow your car tonight? Can I borrow? Te puedo coger. Can I borrow your car tonight? Can I borrow your car tonight, please? Sorry, I can't lend it to you tonight. I need it. Sorry, I can't, como el novio de la Barbie, pero con T, can't, right? Sorry, I can't lend it, esa D ahí con el et, lend it to you tonight, Up against your palate with those T's, contra el paladar con esas T's, tonight, to you tonight. You feel it? Tonight, Again, sorry, I can't lend it to you tonight. I need it. Alright? Excellent. Number 2. ¿Cuánto necesitas que te preste? ¿Cuánto necesitas que te preste? Solo necesito coger prestados un par de miles. Solo necesito coger prestados un par de miles. How much do you need me to lend you? Lend you. Verb and object, don't forget. Verb and object. Lend you. Lend you. How much do you need me to lend you? How much do you need me to lend you? I only need to borrow a couple thousand. I only need to borrow a couple thousand. Un par de miles. I only need to borrow a couple thousand. You see how it works? Excellent. Very good. Let's move on to the third one. Number 3. Cuando le coges algo prestado a alguien, tienes que devolverlo. De otro modo, nadie te volverá a dejar nada. De otro modo, otherwise. Again, cuando le coges prestado algo a alguien, tienes que devolverlo. De otro modo, nadie te volverá a dejar nada. When you borrow something from someone, you have to give it back. Otherwise, people won't lend you anything again. When you borrow something from someone, you have to give it back. Otherwise, people won't lend you anything again. And that is so true. When you borrow something, you have to give it back. Otherwise, people won't lend you anything again. So I hope the difference between to borrow and to lend is clear. And remember, we borrow money from banks, but banks lend us the money. We borrow it. They lend it to us. And if this video has been of help to you, if you have found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe because it would really help me grow this channel. So stay tuned for more videos because they're coming your way. Be good until then. See you very soon. Bye bye.